Unapologetic cop posts epic message after homeowner's son uses AR-15 to drop 3 thugs. A retired police officer posted an epic message to former Vice President Joe Biden on social media this week after what a homeowner's son did to protect his family in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. At around 12:30 p.m. the 23-year-old who was asleep at the time awoke to loud bangs coming from what seemed like was the outside of the house around the area of the glass door in the back. The son then proceeded to grab his AR-15 and took position ready to defend himself and his home. As soon as the intruders, who were all wearing black clothing, masks and gloves, forced their way into the home and came down the hallway, he opened fire. 2 of the suspects collapsed and died in the kitchen. A third suspect managed to get out of the house but collapsed and died in the yard. 2 of the deceased individuals were 17 years old and 1 was 18. Deputy Mahoney of the Broken Arrow Police Department said investigators found a knife on one of the deceased in the kitchen and brass knuckles on the other. Later that same day, a 21-year-old Elizabeth Marie Rodriguez went to the Broken Arrow Police Department and turned herself in. She confessed to being the getaway driver for the dead trio and was immediately arrested and was charged with 3 complaints each of first-degree murder and first-degree burglary. But now, a retired cop, Dustin Rogers, posted an epic social media post pointing as to why former Vice President Joe Biden's comments about only needing a shotgun were so asinine. An AR-15 is harder to aim and harder to use? Really? How so genius? I guess when you have had private security and the Secret Service for most of your life, you just don't need to worry about the same issues us common folks have to worry about when it comes to our safety. How would you ever recommend any woman should defend herself against 3 thugs entering her home who are armed with knives and brass knuckles? Luckily for Biden and his family, they don't need to worry about it, so they are okay if our families can defend themselves. Here is another example of a use for an AR-15 via the Oswego patch. A witness used an AR-15 rifle to stop a knife attack Monday in the 100 block of Harbor Drive, the Kendall County Sheriff's Office said. According to police, deputies responded to a report of one person with a knife and another with a gun at the Oswego Township apartment complex. An investigation revealed the incident began as an neighbor dispute, with the suspect inflicting multiple stab wounds on the victim, a 28-year-old man. On Tuesday evening, the Kendall County Sheriff's Office said 2 people, a 19-year-old Naperville woman and a 22-year-old Oswego man, have been charged with aggravated battery and mob action, both felonies, in connection with the incident. Detective Brian Harrell said Jacob Curry, who lives in the Harbor Drive apartment building, is accused of stabbing the victim, who was taken to Rush Copley Hospital in Aurora. Harrell said teenager Alyssa Wright of the 8400 block of Una Avenue in Naperville, was complicit to the point that it resulted in charges in the attack. Harrell declined to release further details about what happened in the apartment complex or what caused the dispute that led to the stabbing. I can't give specifics, Harrell said, declining to say what role police believe Wright played in the stabbing. The 28-year-old victim had been released from the hospital by Tuesday evening, Harrell said. Police said a witness to the stabbing retrieved an AR-15 rifle from his apartment and stopped the knife attack with only a threat of force. The witness had both a valid firearm owner's ID card and a concealed carry permit, according to the sheriff's office. The witness, who spoke with WGN-TV, said he ran to grab his AR-15 after hearing the commotion and seeing a pool of blood in the apartment building hallway. Blood was everywhere, said neighbor Dave Thomas, adding that he chose the AR-15 over a handgun because, bigger gun, I think a little more of an intimidation factor. Definitely played a part in him actually stopping. Thomas, who told the Chicago Tribune he teaches concealed carry classes, said Curry was half a breath away from getting his head blown off and he knew that, adding, that's why he put the knife down. Thomas told reporters he ordered the suspect to stop the attack and then kept him in place until police arrived. The suspect reportedly got away briefly, but was apprehended by deputies. Police initially said a knife-wielding suspect was quickly located and taken to the Kendall County Sheriff's Department. On Tuesday evening, The sheriff's office said two people, Curry and Wright, were actually taken into custody. Curry was previously arrested on a domestic battery charge in May 2017, accused of smashing an egg on his girlfriend's head in Yorkville before throwing her into a wall. In July, he was arrested again by Kendall County Police on Harbor Drive, accused of aggravated battery of a pregnant woman. Several days later, he was again charged, accused of nearly hitting two pedestrians, running a stop sign and crashing into a tree on Marina Drive before fleeing on foot. Curry was reportedly leaving the Harbor Drive apartment complex where deputies had been called for a report of loud screaming prior to the crash. The Kendall County Sheriff's Office said they were assisted by the Oswego Police Department, Montgomery Police Department, Aurora Police Department, Kane County Sheriff's Office, Kendall County Criminal Intelligence Team and members of the public.